would note that the last 4 questions have been: Rand, please attack Ted. Marco, please attack Ted. Chris, please attack Ted. Jeb, please attack Ted. Let me just say this.
It is a debate, sir.
The audience taking exception to Ted Cruz's observation last night during that debate. Obviously a smaller stage, a smaller lineup than what had been previously planned, with Donald Trump deciding to opt out of the debate. So who won and who lost last night? Let's talk about it with our political panel, beginning in Newsmax, Washington, with my old congressional colleague, now the president of Flanagan Consulting, Michael Patrick Flangan. And from Newsmax, New York, noted radio and TV commentator Ellis Henican. So, Mike, that was not a good moment for Ted Cruz, but overall, he had a fairly good debate, didn't he?
Yeah, I think so. I think he did all right. His first time at center stage and center square, as they say, and he took most of the slings and arrows and defended himself reasonably well, but he didn't have much of an exposition on the issues in anything other than contrasting himself to himself, defending himself, and that's always a problem when you get stuck in that loop, and he was definitely stuck in it last night.
Ellis, an interesting article in today's Wall Street Journal chronicling the strategy Marco Rubio is employing. It's been branded "wait them out." And it meant a slow start in Iowa, but now a sprint to the finish line and become the last man standing by hanging in, being in the top 3, and then becoming the choice of a lot of people as the other guys go away. Will the wait them out strategy work for Senator Rubio?
Clearly, you guys need a political glossary, both of you. Let me see if I can help you for a second. The wait them out strategy, what that means is I'm losing and I need some way to explain it. So I'm going to wait them out and we'll see what happens. And then as for Ted Cruz's performance, JD, which I think you described as, oh, pretty good, and I think Michael said, well, it wasn't too bad. It sucked. It was his worst performance in a debate so far. He's usually a very good debater, but somehow, whether it was the absence of Donald Trump or he was over-prepared, I don't know, but it was his worst night so far in a debate, I thought.
Well, he did go to the well once too often, Michael, with that thing going after the press or the style of questions. It worked against CNBC, not exactly going to work with Fox, but Cruz obviously has a great ground game, got a lot of support, and he didn't have to swing for the fences last night, just hit solid singles. Isn't that the case in a situation where you're leading or in the top 2?
That's usually playing small ball is a good idea. That is a good term, Ellis, by the way, small ball. And I don't know that he really did that successfully either. I mean, a lot of people crowned him. He did well last night. I don't think that he made any progress. I really don't think so. The caucuses are different than primaries. A whole bunch of people get in the room, and the bullies convince the weak to vote their way, and everyone else sits in the middle and votes their guy. I don't know that Cruz is going to do well in that environment because there's not a lot of fuel in a lot of people's tank to be able to say Cruz, Cruz, Cruz. I think Trump is going to roll through this.
Well, that's an interesting take on it. We spoke earlier about the strategy of Marco Rubio. Let's talk some about the difficulties. Today on MSNBC's Morning Joe, Governor Chris Christie was there, and he really put it to Rubio on immigration and what the senator had to say last night. Let's look and listen.
Senator Rubio did not tell the truth last night on that stage. It's that simple. And he thinks he's so smooth about it and that people won't notice because he just doesn't answer the question. But people understand that and they get it, and over the course of time, we'll make sure they get it about Senator Rubio.
So Rubio, first, last, and always, that Gang of 8 deal and the amnesty just going to hang around his neck like an albatross, Ellis?
Yeah, probably. You're looking right there at the battle for 3rd and 4th and 5th places. Why aren't we talking about the winner, though? I mean, Donald won. He wasn't even there. He played all those people like little fleas. He was flicking off his shoulder, didn't he?
I think Trump redefined it last night, and there's something else going on that may redefine it, and it comes from the other side of the aisle. Michael, you often talk about Chicago. We could include the suburbs where Hillary grew up. Late report came this afternoon. The State Department holding on to 22 emails they say would be too damaging to our national security to release. Your take on that in 30 seconds, Michael.
Well, she ought to be indicted, but she won't be. And as for her electoral goals, I mean, she's the ultimate user of the Rubio wait 'em out strategy, where I just got to hang around long enough until somebody finally picks me. I don't even think that's going to happen this time. I think maybe Bernie is going to step past her for a multitude of reasons, but this one just will not go away, and it just gets worse and worse every day for her.
Final 15 seconds to you, Ellis Henican.
Yeah, where you start is where you end up. If you hate her, you think it's terrible. If you like her, you think it's trivial. I don't think any of it changes a single mind and is unlikely to between now and November.
Well, we like both of you, even though we may not always agree. Ellis Henican in New York. Michael Patrick Flanagan from Newsmax, Washington. Gentlemen, as always, we thank you. You heard what they had to say. Agree or disagree? Send your comments to me at newsmaxtv.com/comments. And we're coming back.